I'm the standard for looking at buff racist dudes. Hold on, can I get a refund on that statement?
Have you ever regretted making a comment?
Alright, how do you want to open this shit up? Hey everybody!
Okay, no, I got it.
After 10,000 years, we're free!
No, it's just, alright, listen. Despite being only 50% of the podcast, Joe makes up 90% of the content. Alex, did you see Joker? Oh yeah, it's Noyz, boys.
What?
Remember that was like a whole thing with the Joker where he kept running?
I know, but what the fuck's out of this? You ever seen the movie Joker? Anyway, it's a Noyz voice, I guess. Whatever. The enthusiasm is palpable. Okay. Are you ready to do the intro for real this time? Because I think I got it something.
Okay.
Okay. So may I?
You may.
Alright, give me a second.
You may. Like a meme.
Hey everybody, I know it's been a very, 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 very long time since we've done any episodes, but Tad's been busy being super gay, and I can say that because it's 2019. See, am I being negative about it, or am I just saying the truth? You guys have no context, so you don't understand. Okay, hold on, that was really bad. Let me do that again.
I literally thought you were just going to redo the terrible intro I did before this.
Okay.
I think that's a good enough intro. Welcome to Noyz,
boys.
See, I got him to do it now. It only took fucking 18 episodes.
Alright, so I know we've been gone for a little while, guys, but Tad's unironically been super fucking busy being, like, depressed and shit, because, you know, he's not me. He can't be as optimistic about life.
Dude, look, listen to me dab. Dude, you're so cool.
Dude, I am literally the best. So, we were kind of just sitting around.
Basically, what happened was they closed one of their main stores, so I had to work like a bunch. And I found out that two of the people that worked at that main store had been there for over 20 years, and then they just told them to fuck off. Like, they didn't get anything. Not like, I don't expect them to get paid from the money from like getting bought out, but like not even like getting them a job at the store that was buying them. They just basically told them to eat shit. So, the important thing to learn from this is never care about a business that's at your own. Basically do the equivalent of pumping and dumping every single job that you get to try and get a better job. Hold no attachments. They will literally never care about you. Noyz boys.
Reality. Ted, you really want to do this Noyz boys because we haven't done one in a while. Got any interesting topics before I just start laying down random fucking things about history? Because let's be honest, fans out there. I love history, and I've been trying to get Tad to fucking let me be able to just shitpost about history for, like, years now.
Yeah, I'd stop you because you just say shit like, hey, Tad, did you know North Koreans eat their own shit?
Well, speaking of North
Alex,
Korea,
you literally can't just say that. You need to have something. You can't just say that kind of shit.
I mean, Tad, it's simple fact. Okay, let me talk about Korea. I'm just gonna jump right into this. So, Tad, what do you know about Korea? Whatever you know, it's wrong. This country is filled with nothing but cooks. Alright, now that we've officially been banned from YouTube for saying that naughty word, because fun fact, you get banned for saying that word now. Now that we've been officially on BitChute, and it's our first episode. So Korea is this really fun country that a long time ago, it was seen as lesser China. That's the nicest way of putting that. China was really rude to every other country that wasn't it. I know, surprising, right? Totally not the same way China acts now. Because you know the old thing where they used to call Japan dwarf? That was their name for the country? Oh, well, that's what they did. Korea...
Alex, so you started this rant by saying, hey, Ted, what do you know about Korea? And just immediately started going without letting me answer. And I was like, yeah, you know, Ted, you know how this is? Is this what it's like to be me? And then, is this what it's like to be you when I talk down to you?
Were you talking about Homestuck? Yes, this is a 100% revenge for all the Homestuck. Finally, years. Alright. So, Korea was shitty fucking, like, bootleg China for the longest time. And Korea never really liked that. Korea was always a little resentful of that, and always wanted to stand out on its own. Then Japan happened. Japan came and just said, hey guys, nice country you got there. Mind if we fucking come on it? And so then Korea's like, no, I think we're gonna fight you. And Japan's like, Okay, your funeral. So Japan starts steamrolling the fuck out of Korea. Korea was a really corrupt country, both then and now, and it was just really every single member of their like I can say Congress, every member of their government, all of their officials were the most selfish, sinful little shitheads who would sell out anyone at the drop of a fucking hat if it meant they'll get like $2 extra. They're like comedically evil. Now, reading this, I already knew that this was heavily romanticized from Admiral Yi's perspective. Admiral Yi's the big figure in like Korean history. Asian history in general is. What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say, so Admiral Yi. He's just
Admiral
like, was he just like a boat guy? Like a boat guy? Is that an admiral?
Yes, he's an admiral. So Yi's whole thing is that he goes through his whole story of constantly being talked down to by his superiors, constantly getting demoted, promoted, then demoted. Every time he would like bring up an idea, like, "Hey, what if we stop being so corrupt?" They would say, "Yeah, I think it's another demotion for you, sweetie." Pretty much his life was like that, where every time he tried to do good, he would just get smacked in the face for it. So he's a pretty angry little guy, rightfully so. But Yi's whole shtick is he was this big hero in Korea because while Japan was just fucking coming all over Korea,
God damn it,
he was just coming everywhere.
Stop it!
Admiral Yi had one advantage. He's like, hey, Japan's been sitting over there in their own country for like hundreds of years fighting each other, so they're really, really good at land combat. But they have really shitty boats. And if I just destroyed all of their boats, they couldn't get reinforcements, and then they couldn't win the war.
How does Japan have really shitty boats? They're literally an island. Well, okay.
Because they don't. They're not like. Okay, so look at another Hawaii. Look at another island nation like Hawaii, which is like 3 or 4 islands. I don't remember off the top of my head. There are multiple islands connected, right? You can't just walk to each fucking island. You have to fucking either swim all the way there, or you make a boat to travel across each island, right? You have to use the sea. Japan is one like solid mass of land, and then like one little island to the south that you can easily just sail across with like a shitty fucking fisher boat.
I think it's like, because technically if you zoomed out really far, like North and South America are technically an island. Like, when does something stop becoming being an island?
It depends on the size, but Japan is an island nation. You are right with that classification, because that's what's officially classified as. But look, because it's just kind of one like solid piece, it looks kind of like a piece of shit.
I was literally about to say it's a Chinese turd. All right, so that was the 3 strikes. We are now on BitChute.
Hello, everybody. Now that we're on BitChute, we can just start dropping slurs. Not that we would, haha. So anyway. I was so tempted to do it. Okay, so anyway, on Japan.
He's just red in the fucking face.
So Japan was one solid, like, long line, so they would, like, have boats to travel, like, up and down, but you never had to go that far. You could follow along the coast. So going across the ocean to Korea, you're not really planning, like, warships, because Japan never, like, no Japanese clan was ever like, hey, let's have a naval battle with the neighboring clan. They're like, no, we're just gonna run over there and fight them. They were always just on land. They were always on land with their samurais and their archers and their fucking bullshit. They had never needed a warship. So they had really basic, like, ideas of a warship just in case, and then they rolled with that. So Korea, which actually had a navy, was like, everybody's like, hey guys, I got this cool idea. Let's use our boats and let's make some new boats. And they're like, yeah, that's a demotion for you, Yi. And Yi's like, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna make my boat anyway. So he makes this thing called the Dragon Turtle, which is as cool as you think it is. It is this big fucking turtle ship, and it has like a shell over it. It looks like fucking Bowser, right? With like a green shell over it.
I was about to say, yeah, a dragon turtle is literally just Bowser.
It had spikes on it. It had this fucking dragon head that would spit fucking fire to burn their ships.
Bullshit.
It's not like it was an actual... Ted, the Greeks had fucking flamethrowers in the ancient times. Setting oil on fire and throwing it at people is not a fucking deep concept.
I guess it's true. Literally any child in America can have a flamethrower now because they just grab hairspray and a lighter.
Like, it doesn't take much to get fucking, like, a flamethrower working. Like, usually they just had, like, a bunch of fucking ignitable oil, they spit it out of the fucking, like, head of the turtle, and then lit a match while it was fucking flying, so it was a flamethrower. doesn't take much to get it working. So they
I
had
almost
a fucking
burned my house down with a flamethrower. John found a lighter and then hit it with a hammer and broke the safety off it, and the fire was like 6 inches tall. And I was just waving around and spraying like an axe can with it, and the axe can almost exploded.
Why did you do that?
Huh?
Oh,
You
okay,
know that
great.
you know that picture of Bart Simpson where he's smashing ketchup packets with a hammer?
Bart, what are you doing? I don't know.
It's me.
Okay, so he makes his Dragon Turtle ships. He's got his regular navy, and he just fucks. He just says, "Hey, Japan, nice navy. Mind if I come on it?" So he just starts coming all over the Japanese navy. And they're like, "Ah, shit, this is bad. Oh, fuck," and they all retreat. So now the Japanese people that are on Korea look behind them, and they're stranded. And they're like, "Ah, shit, what do we do now? Why don't we just keep fucking the Koreans up?" They're like, "Hey, that's a good idea." So they just start hitting even harder, and he's like, "Ah, shit. Well, too bad I can't fight on land, so how you guys doing over there?" And
So he
Koreans
gets a bunch of his own people killed, and that's a promotion.
No. Yes, actually. They're like, "Hey, that's a good job chasing out the Japanese Navy. Good comes, big comes. I like it. Smack. Here's a promotion for you, Yi." And so Japan comes back. So Japan's fighting, and Korea's like, "Ah, shit. Looks like we're gonna have to ask China for help. Hey, China, could you spare us a few guys?" And China's like, "I guess." And so China comes down to help Korea not fucking die. And they help out the northern end of Korea. When, coincidentally, the way, how far the influence of China hit is coincidentally the border between North and South Korea. Huh, weird. It's almost like they spread communism while they were doing that, too. Interesting. So anyway, after all this shit happens, they finally start beating by the Japanese, and they just fucking get pushed out. Japan's like, "Well, that was bad. I don't think we really want to fuck with Korea again." And the Japanese fucking general guy, General Japanese Dickhead Man, is like, "Nah, fuck Korea. Let's go back." So they go back, and they start fighting again. And then Admiral Yi once again has got to fucking teach these fuckers a lesson. So the Japanese lay a trap for
Admiral Yi, the man who was losing, has to teach them a lesson.
Well, no, he won. He won on the sea. Everyone on land lost. Yi, Tad, it's a MOBA. Yi won his lane. The rest of the team needed to keep up. But anyway, Yi beats the shit out of the Navy again, so they lay a trap for him. And he's like, "I'm not falling for that." So the Korean fucking governor guy is like, "Fuck you, Yi, go fight those Japanese." He's like, "It's a trap, I'm not going there." "Oh yeah? Looks like you're getting court-martialed, bitch." And so they bring Yi in, and they're going to hang him for not doing the obvious bait, and they hire a new guy in Yi's position. That guy takes the bait, dies, loses the entire Navy, and all those turtle ships I mentioned, by the way. And they're like, "Well, shit, Yi. Sorry for almost executing you, excommunicating you, and losing all your money, and pretty much treating you like shit your entire life. But it looks like you were kind of right on this one. So, want to do us a solid and save Korea?" And he's like, "You're damn well lucky I don't know Japanese and can't just go over there. Okay, fine, let's do this." So he gets his fucking ship. Him and his two fucking sons rally their own little fucking navy, and they beat the Japanese, because the Japanese just never learn how to fucking sail after all of this bullshit, so they still lose. Yi dies in the battle, but his sons keep it a secret, so that way they keep banging the fucking war drum to make sure the troops keep fighting, so the morale doesn't fucking go down. And then after the fucking battle's over, Yi's like, they're like, "Okay, by the way, our dad's dead. Yeah, whoops." And then they make a statue of Yi, and Yi's like the great hero that saved Korea. So after that, Korea just kind of falls the fucking part. Because the whole North and South split happens. Because the North got helped by China, and the South just kind of got fucking ransacked. And they were really pissed about it for not having any help.
So that's why the split was there. I always wondered why there was a North Korea and a South Korea.
Yeah.
Was it just because South Korea didn't receive the assistance from China? They're like, "No, I don't want to fucking... Like, no, I don't fucking take their aid." Like, seceded, like the southern United States or whatever.
Kinda. They didn't secede, like, immediately right then and there, but that's where, like, the seeds were planted, you know? Where the divide happened. So that's when they got really pissed off. So I'm going to time jump ahead a little bit now. We're going to time jump ahead to where North and South Korea are already, like, a thing, right? So here's why North and South Korea is so bad. After all that shit, and now North Korea has become China's little, like, fucking dog at this point, South Korea is teamed up with America now, and they're not in a war. But, okay, let me look at myself. They haven't fought but they've never actually ended any war. They're just in a fucking like staring contest. You've seen the pictures of what the border looks like, right? Where there's literally just like guards on each side looking at each other, where it's like just intimidating. Yeah, the border is like a thin line, and in that thin line, they have two different like stations. There's the North Korean station and the South Korean station, and you can legitimately just cross the fucking line. You never would though, because you get shot. But as soon as you do, sirens go off.
I imagine it's like a cartoon.
Oh, it is.
You've got like the South Korea where it's like a nice like, and like the buildings like nice and like even. You know, like there's like some grass and shit, and then immediately past the line, it looks like, you know how like there's like the split in Dota 2?
Yeah, where it just becomes dark and evil.
Yeah.
Fucking Korea is more comparable to Dota than we thought.
South Korea is like the Shire that immediately goes to Mordor. That's one for us Lord of the Ringies, as we call ourselves in our community.
I would like to put a disclaimer that I am being slightly comedic for the sake of, well, comedy for the podcast. I highly recommend you guys out there who like history actually go and learn from like official sources and not just me, like, because I love learning about history, but I'm also a shitposter, so I like to kind of fuck with history, kind of like how Bill Wirtz does, you know?
Yeah, so, but Alex, so they don't give us those likes, comments, and subscribes and ringing the bells.
So if I leave out details, it's usually just because I'm just being a little shit and trying to be funny. I know it's a lot more complicated than just being like, you know, cartoony nice over here and cartoon evil over there. But again, we're a podcast to make you smile. Not if you want to actually learn, I highly recommend looking at actual sources. Anyway, back to the shtick. So over in North Korea, there's we talked about Mao Zedong and his little communist thing where he mentioned that that Russia and North Korea were fucking traitor communists. Here's the thing about the communism like area, that square. So all the communist nations were actually all allied to each other. But China was a little more kind of like the Vegeta of the group, right? Where like they're not killing the rest of the Sea Fighters, but you don't want to hang out with Vegeta, right? You don't really trust Vegeta, right? You know what I mean?
So this is early Dragon Ball Z Vegeta, like right after the Frieza arc.
Yeah. This is like when Vegeta comes back and like intimidates the fuck out of Yamcha, like right there, like when he's not a good guy, but he's not killing us yet, right? That's where it is. They're all in like more of this kind of like NAP, non-aggression pact with each other. And then there's also Cuba, which is way far away though. But Cuba is always in talks with the other three. So like all the communist nations are all like together like this. And North Korea was really leaning on the other nations because all of the really like good production shit was down in South Korea for a while. North Korea then was using China and Russian assistance to pump itself up, to catch up. Kind of like how China did its whole fucking Great Leap Forward thing. North Korea was trying to do that shit too. Was pumping out factories, borrowing fucking like guns and shit from Russia, getting tanks. All of North Korea's stuff that it owns is on loan from the USSR. Fun fact. Because they don't make anything. Even to this day, like North Korea is kind of like stuck in like the 60s because everything they have is just from like Russia. Huh. So, yeah, there's a fun fact for you. Which is why there's a thing where North Korea, if anyone were to actually go to war with North Korea would lose basically immediately because they're using really old technology. Nobody wants to fuck with North Korea because, one, there's nothing over there, and two, they do have nukes, and they can still kill people.
Yeah, I mean, a nuke is pretty devastating.
I know, but, like, outside of the nuke factor, they don't actually have anything. They have literally nothing.
How did they fucking get a nuke?
There's uranium there.
So they just made like their shitty like their nuclear silo is probably just like a fucking outhouse from Shrek.
So you're not far off with that assumption, but so the way North Korea works is I'll get to that. I'll get to it when I time jump again. I actually wanted to talk about this though. Hang on, I will get to it. It's important. So they were always leaning on China and North Korea, and they would always spend. They were always leaning on China and Russia. North Korea would spend majority of its money on military shit and production. And it was at one point actually better than South Korea in terms of raw production value for a brief period of time. And there was this really fun thing that happened. So check this. I actually learned about this one recently. Did you know there were actually a few American soldiers that defected to North Korea?
I wonder why.
So check this out. I was curious because I actually saw this book at the Salvation Army back when I worked there about the guy who defected to North Korea. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Here's what I imagine it is. People who are so dissatisfied with the American way of life that literally the complete opposite was like something that appealed to them.
You're in the right ballpark. So that is more or less what happened to this guy. I forget his fucking name already. I'm just gonna call him Jerry. There's actually 3 guys. We're gonna go with Jerry right here, right? And people have probably seen this in their related videos if they watch history videos, because Biographics did a thing on this guy, on Jerry here. So, long story short, Jerry's life sucked ass. He was always treated like shit. His wife would cheat on him, and the only love he ever had were from hookers. So he was just this really depressed alcoholic guy. And he saw that North Korea, he was stationed in South Korea as a soldier, and he saw at this brief period of time where North Korea was just more prosperous. And he's just like, why the fuck am I even here? Like, what do I do? I get shit talked by my commanders, my wife sucks, hookers blow, Koreans suck, everything sucks. What? You know what? Fuck this. And he just decides right there, fuck this. He takes off his like army jacket, he throws down his guns, and he just walks the fucking border. He just walks over there. And the North Koreans, they have like their binoculars. They're just like, the fuck is he doing? I don't fucking know. What the fuck is this? Like, hey, buddy, what?
So
what's
this guy's
fucking
like
guy doing?
So this guy's like walking down the lane. Obviously, he's having to avoid the techies bombs because they're fucking everywhere.
There are mines, yeah. And he was 100% getting lucky that he didn't hit a mine. Fun fact. Because there were a lot of mines there. And that's a part of the surprise. Just like, what the fuck is this fucking white pig doing? Yo, Jim, you gotta see this. Like, what the fuck? How the hell is he not hitting any mines? What the fuck? Dude, let me see. Holy shit. Well, we gotta stop him. Do we have to? Yes, come on, let's go get him. So they can run the fuck over to him and just fucking point a bunch of fucking guns at him and shit. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing over here? And he's like, I just hate America. And they're just like, we weren't trained to handle that response. What do we do? Take him in? Question mark? So they fucking put a bag over his head. They take him into this fucking thing. And this interrogator comes by. And he speaks perfect English. And he's like, what the fuck? Who the hell are you? He's like, you didn't hear about me in the papers? No, I've never heard your name before. He's like, but I'm the first defector to North Korea. And he's like, what? So he talks to this guy. We're going to call him fucking Abe. So him and Abe and this other guy, we'll call him Louie. So Jimmy, Louie, and fucking Abe are all 3 American soldiers that, for whatever their personal reasons, just hated working as a soldier and wanted to just walk the fucking border. And North Korea, though, actually liked this. So check this out.
I imagine they basically treated them like superheroes.
Yeah, kinda. So the government did, the people didn't. Let me get to this. This is a really fun story. So they hit these 3 guys, and they're like, what do we do with them? Like, well, we can't just send them back, but what if we kept them? What do you mean? I mean, think about it. If we keep them here, that makes us look really good. Like, they chose us over South Korea. And they're like, oh, yeah.
For the first time in human history.
Yeah, they did like us more, didn't they? Yeah, it wasn't surprising this. And the American government actually kept this under wraps. Like, I just mentioned Abe, how Abe mentioned, like, didn't you hear about me in the papers? They never published papers. Because they didn't want people to know that people would choose North Korea over America. Because it makes them look really bad. So, they just kept it under wraps that these 3 guys were living up here. And North Korea is like, well, welcome to North Korea, boys. Enjoy your stay. So they try to get them a house to live in, a little apartment-like building. But they can't live in normal North Korean society. Because they're the only 3...
speak the language.
Not that. They were being taught Korean. They're the only 3 white guys in North Korea, Tad. Literally,
oh shit, you're right.
Nobody goes to North Korea. It's a closed-off country. It is a fucking, what is it, a mono-ethnic state? And it's like a 99.9% like North Korean. Literally, no other white people live there. So, and the North Korean government is very propagandist. So they're always saying, Americans are evil, they're awful, they're gonna kill us all, they just want to fucking run their tanks over us, they're shit. By the way, these 3 now live with us and they're totally okay, don't treat them like shit. But the rest of them treat them like shit. And they would get stared at all the time if they were just walking down the street. People were just like, oh, what the fuck is that guy? yo, he's like white and shit, dude. Like they were just whispering and shit, and it was really stressful to live in that situation, and they legitimately felt really unwelcome. So they actually tried to escape. And they got caught escaping. And this is another really surprising twist. North Korea didn't punish them. North Korea said, sorry our citizens were kind of rude to you guys. Look, we can get you like a nicer house if you want, kind of like away from people. You know, that way it can work out for you. And the Americans are like, I imagine being caught like on the fence with like a flashlight. That's like, wait, really? Like, yeah, come on, we're sorry, yeah, come on. And so they settled in this house.
Literally just, yeah. I mean, okay, I get it, guys. I get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry about our people. Look, here's a house. We know going grocery shopping is kind of awful because everyone's like super racist to you. So here's some servants. They know some English. They'll get food for you. You can like stay up here. Here's some books and a TV. Yeah, you guys can chill out here. And remember, all three of those guys were treated like shit by the American military. And so they see them being treated nice despite committing a crime. And they're like, well, damn, North Korea really is good, ain't it? Huh, I guess this place is best Korea. And so they just live in North Korea.
Those three people's names? Actually, they were Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Pretty much.
The Three Stooges in North Korea.
Yeah, so those guys just kind of lived up there, and their stories only like recently came out because, again, it was really embarrassing to admit that people would fucking defect to like the objective, like worst, most ulterior place ever.
Are they still like kicking? They still up there doing whatever?
It was a while ago, so I don't know. I know the one guy, the lead guy, he still actually lives there. Last I checked, I don't know about the other two guys though. The fucking what was his fucking name? Jimmy or whatever I fucking named him. Jimmy, I think, was still actually there for pretty much ever until they fucking interviewed him. Like, what the fuck you doing out here? And they told his whole story. So anyway,
interesting.
I want to talk about the rest of North Korea. So North Korea has a really interesting bit where after all this shit happened, after its production thing started seizing, because Russia stopped being as good as it was, the USSR. So the USSR is this really fun thing that I want to talk about on its own episode because I actually learned a lot about Russian history. Russian is actually really fucking funny to me. With Russia is like, I told this to you earlier, but I'm going to tell the audience. So imagine that you have America, right? America is the protagonist, the good guys in air quotes. And you have China as the bad guys, the evil guys, right? Russia is Bulk and Skull. For
those who don't remember, here's a fun Bulk and Skull story. So they were like the two goof bullies in Power Rangers. For those who don't remember, and I saw them in like Kentucky Comic-Con once.
Oh, you met them?
And yeah, and they told me a story about how they felt really, really bad because they went to some convention and it wasn't that one, but it was like a previous one. And they almost got in a lot of trouble because like there was a couch, right? And they were like cutting it open and like writing on it with markers and like tearing it all up and shit. And this lady went up to him and was like, that is incredibly disrespectful and rude. I cannot believe you do that to convention property. And like she went to go like tell like the people who owned it. But that was their whole gimmick as Vulcan Skull, is that they were on the torn up shitty couch.
Yeah.
So they felt really, really bad about it.
But with Russia, they've always been one of the bad guys to America. They've always been our rival. Like they show up in all the fucking like movies and fucking media and shit.
They're the Joker to our Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is that if you actually look at Russia, they're really fucking run down. You remember the Olympics? This still happens today. You know the Olympics that happened in Russia a few years ago? I remember all the people who were going there tweeting about how shitty the apartments were there, where everything was falling apart. Where it's like, hell, hey man, I'll trade you a fucking doorknob for a fucking faucet handle. Like the people were bartering for fucking utilities in the Russian apartments. It was just really bad. So Russia's always been kind of like that. To sum up the three nations, America, you have a guy in a tank go like firing like fucking machine guns in the air, like a fucking eagle soars by and fireworks going off, right? And he's just being loud and drinking beer, right? China, you have a fucking guy like trying to stand like really proud in his tank as he's mowing down fucking protesters, and people are screaming in pain and fear. Russia, You have an empty tank. A fucking Winter Soldier runs up with this big fucking like hat and jacket that says, "Hey, uchipushki, cheeky breaky," smacks the side of the tank and the tank falls apart. That's basically Russia, and I find them insanely endearing. As bad as a lot of old Russian history is, it's sort
Quote
of
from Aleks, I just find Soviet Russia so endearing.
basically. All these people starving to death and Stalin killing everyone who has any type of governmental position is just a fucking hoot.
Next video on your autoplay for the Let Me Tell You About BitChute. Top 10 ways to survive the nuclear holocaust that is Russian winter.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway, I'll talk about Russia some other day because I really want to. So, the USSR had way more farmland than North Korea did. It took me like 20 minutes to get back to this fucking topic. So, all the food that North Korea had was from the USSR. Because China was always off being Vegeta and dealing with Goku that was America. So Tien and Yamcha here. The other two rivals Goku had briefly. Tien and Yamcha. So Tien's helping Yamcha out.
Good. It's a pretty good comparison.
So Tien keeps helping Yamcha out and giving him all these fucking senzu beans and shit, and then Tien just dies.
Yeah.
So then the USSR collapsed. And Korea, here's what Korea was doing the entire section of, like, what was it, like 20 years that it was getting its food and supplies from Russia. North Korea was like, hey, South Korea, yeah, fuck you. Hey, America, yeah, fuck you too. Hey, England, what do we have to do with this? Fuck you anyway, bro. Fuck you and you. Yo, we got uranium mines. We're making nukes. You fuck with us, we'll nuke you. Fuck you and you and you and you. And while they're doing this, you can see in the background Stalin just standing there, and then a bunch of Russians come and start beating the shit out of fucking Stalin, put up a new Russian flag, and then leave. And then North Korea turns around, looks behind the new Russian flag, and they're like, wait, do we still get our food? And then the new Russia that we know today is like, no, we're not communist anymore. Fuck you, North Korea. And then North Korea looks back at all the other nations, and they're like, hey, you guys want to trade with us? So obviously everyone said no. And now, at that moment, North Korea was fucked. And ever since then, North Korea has been fucked. North Korea is completely isolated and set off from the rest of the fucking world, and it's time locked in the fucking 60s. And because it can't trade with anybody, because what is it going to give anybody? It doesn't have any like useful weapons. It's all on loan from the USSR, which granted they don't have to pay back now. It's not the USSR anymore. They have uranium, which pretty much every country fucking has. They have not enough food to feed their own country because it was all on fucking loan, so everyone's starving there.
Pretty cool.
And their money, is it called yuan still? Their Korean fund money is basically play money because they don't let anyone in or out of the country, and they don't trade with anybody, so their money is only good in that country. So you can't give it to like England because England's not gonna be able to spend that money. Like, what the fuck's a Korean dollar worth? You know, nobody's gonna go to Korea to buy anything.
Yeah, you can't really go to a currency exchange and, like, get it.
Yeah, so they're just like, oh, fuck, we're gonna die. And that's where North Korea is today. And there's a fun story about, also done by the Brian Graphics YouTube channel about Kim Jong-un. So, Kim's dad, Kim Sr., was this horrible asshole. And so Kim Jr. that we know now, Kim Jong-un, he's like, okay, guys, how do I fix this? Because Kim is, I always thought he was just blatantly evil, right? But much like the whole Mao Zedong thing, where Mao was just kind of incompetent, and Stalin was just pure evil, and I've never seen anyone ever, like, validate anything Stalin's ever done.
Well, it's okay, because what Stalin did it wasn't real communism.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So with Kim Jong-un is that he actually has, like, I'm not going to condone anything he does. I'm not agreeing with his methods, but hold on. What I mean is,
you got a little bit of money in your social credit account there, Alex.
No,
really banking it up before you go on your North Korean vacation, huh? Or more a staycation, because you won't be allowed out of the fucking country.
I'm going to go there like the Three Stooges. No, I'm not saying that what he's doing is good. He's still not a great person, but I understand the situation that he's in. Because his father kind of just, told everyone to fuck off, then had no backup plan. and now pushed all of his then died and pushed all of his responsibilities onto his son. So Kim's rightfully a little pissed about that. And so Kim wants the country to be better. Anyone who works in a fucking country wants their country to not fucking starve. Duh. Unless you're Stalin. Kim wants to be better, but he can't just open the country. Because look at the situation that he's in. Now, this is what I thought was interesting. Remember, everything that he has is from the 60s. He has no actual military might. He can't just go fight South Korea because he'll lose. Because it has better technology and also America backing it. So that is a horrible fight. China doesn't care about it anymore. Because remember, China was always being Vegeta. So China had no real close ties other than the NAP thing.
Uh-huh.
And all it has no currency worth anything. And everyone hates it. And everyone's dying. And he wants to make it better. But if you were to just open up the flood of information... Because nobody in the country really knows the rest of the outside world besides the elite class. Because even Kim Jong-un has a fucking Twitter. But only the elites have that shit. So they're just kind of like, if they open up, they'll die. Kim's trying to think, here's his situation. If he wants to make it better without losing power, how does he do that? How does Kim make his people not starve, get more technology, but not get overthrown by his people or the people in the South? And that's the dilemma he's in. He doesn't know what to really do, other than step by step, slowly, and I'm on the emphasis of the slow part, integrating technology in. Because like I just mentioned, the elite class does get internet now. The elite class does get cell phones and shit now. And eventually he'll spread that out to the lowers, and then slowly open the country up, because he doesn't want to just say, like, hey guys, the rest of the world's like way more advanced than us and has like fridges and shit. Please don't overthrow me. There's a fun fact about Kim that I didn't think was real. I thought this was just a joke in The Interview, that movie. Have you ever watched that movie?
I don't remember it. I've seen it once.
Yeah, like Seth Rogen or whatever. They go fucking assassinate Kim Jong-un. So I thought that was just a joke in the movie, but Kim actually does like basketball. I thought that was a fucking joke. He legitimately just likes basketball. He likes playing it.
There's some director. It was either... I feel really dumb for not remembering, but there was a director or an actor that he was a big fan of that he basically kidnapped and forced him to make movies. And, they had to pretend to be, like, his friend until they managed to, like, get into a cab in New York City. Just told him, get me the fuck out of here! And then they, like, just drove away. And they kept like, hey, you're going the wrong way. Hey, buddy, you gotta take a right there. You know, we're over at this one. Oh no, they're not coming back. And that's how they got out. I swear to God, this is a real thing. This is not a a jokey movie premise. This happened. Sure? I swear to God.
Are you sure that wasn't a scene in The Interview? Because they do talk to the guys in a taxi.
Like, that was the thing that was a real ass thing that happened. I don't remember if it was this Kim or if it was previous Kim. I think this Kim. Yeah,
but so that bit with LeBron James was really fucking funny to me, where LeBron actually just became buddies with Kim as as a one-off shitpost on Twitter, where he's like, "Hey Kim, I heard you like basketball. Want me and the team to come down there and play you guys?" And Kim just jokingly said, "Yeah, sure." And so LeBron showed up, and Kim was like, "Oh fuck, really?" And they just play basketball there. And Kim actually said this. He said, "That was the first time in my entire life anyone has kept their word to me." Which then made me just feel depressed. I'm like, damn, Kim, hitting hard with that one. It was like watching the fucking Wings of Redemption thing from Down the Rabbit Hole.
Oh yeah, where he's just I'm not happy. I sit here and I play fucking video games because it pays the fucking bills.
I'm just looking down at Kim on Twitter. I'm just like, damn, Kim, that actually kind of sucks, doesn't it? But anyway, North Korea sucks, and fuck them. But I understand why you're the way you are, Kim, but I don't condone your actions. No, just because you've been mistreated doesn't give you the right to make gulags, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You know what taught me that? You know where I learned that moral from? Steven Universe. All right? Yeah, you can't lash out just because your diamond left you behind, right, Alex? Isn't that the movie? Isn't that what happened in the movie?
I mean, that is the moral of the movie, yes, but nobody's gonna know that because all people do on Twitter is say, hey, I was abused, that gives me the right to be a really vindictive little asshole on Twitter all day. Man, I managed to talk about Korea for 42 minutes and I didn't plan to. I thought that was gonna be 20, but I kept talking about the three fucking stooges all day.
Yeah, I mean, I understand their struggle, the struggle of the North Korean people. I actually had a really big issue yesterday. I found out there are 12 pizza places in town, and man, Alex, I just couldn't decide on which one to get.
Man, the Korean elite are gonna remember that. The telltale message pops up. Kim just like starts shaking his head like, no.
Do they even have pizza? I don't think they have pizza. I don't think they have food.
That's a really good question. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna end the Korean bit, but I have a really interesting.
You know, that's a really, really good question. Go to Twitter at Kim Jong Un. Yo, do you guys got pizza? If not, like, send a pizza emoji to Pizza Hut, and they'll see if they'll deliver, dude.
So obviously they don't. They have whatever they can fucking grow there, like rice and sweet potatoes, just like how China did, and pizza.
You can grow pizza. It's just wheat and cheese and tomato.
Okay, but no one knows how to make it. Okay. So I've been up on Korean long enough. Okay, so I will.
You can make pizza bread. That's just like pizza bread is just fucking bread mixed with pizza materials. It's not that far of a step to make dough.
I didn't even get to fucking South Korea, the actual cuck country, because North Korea is just so interesting how fucking weird it is. Here's why South Korea is bad. It's unironically ruled by a feminist cult.
Okay, see, I thought that was North Korea.
No, North Korea is ruled by Kim Jong-un. South Korea is ruled by fem-Nazis. And it's not me saying SJWs is a menace, as in, like, air quotes. Like, straight up, it is actually, like, a crazy feminist cult. It has a fucking name, like the Daughters of, like, Dick Butt or something. And it's
I don't know
like...
if that's it, but I'll continue.
I mean, obviously it's a translation from Korean, right? But
so they're the Daughters of Dick Butt.
Of a Diku Patu-kun. That's Japanese, fuck. Well, anyway, same shit. They all look same. Oof, yikes. Oof, yikes. Just dropping that unironically. Oof,
please donate to our BitChute.
Okay, so South Korea is ruled by a feminist cult. That people found out that it's ruled by a feminist cult, and it is still ruled by a feminist cult. Now, I will sum up really briefly why South Korea is bad, without going into 40 minutes. Number 1, porn is banned. That's it. So you cannot coom in South Korea. So it's banned in air quotes, but no one's gonna actually bust the fucking door down for looking at titties.
Hold on, Alex. Open up, it's the cum police!
There he is! Take his cum! And these motherfucking nightsticks are beating the shit out of the Korean guy. Do you have a license to coom? And just beating him. So
watch out for his right arm. It's so strong he can snap your fucking police baton. Don't let him get your little cowboy hats.
So the South Koreans, it's illegal to have pornography, but you're never gonna actually get your door kicked in for porn. It's like it's as illegal as most porn is here. So it's like degenerate shit is here. Obviously, don't go spreading what you're looking at. But no one's gonna stop you. Like, if you go to a porn website, let's say you go to EX fucking hentai, right, on a Korean VPN or a Korean internet service, it'll just say, "Hey, this site is blocked due to the what is it called?
Like, it's probably like a decency act is probably what they call it or something like that.
They have a department. It's called like the Moral Decency Department of the government. It has like
That's
this
terrifying.
really long. Yeah, it has this really long, robotic, evil sounding title. I know that's not the correct one. Someone's gonna have to fact check that one for me, but it's just awful sounding. It's just yikes. But anyway, you can very easily just work around it, and obviously every single fucking horny Korean guy has figured out how to get around the fucking website blocker. It is illegal in there, but no, it hasn't stopped people from jerking off. The actual reason South Korea is so bad is because they are incredibly strict on their horrible feminist tendencies, and I've actually shown you these pictures a lot, where they have these really crazy ass rallies of like girls just throwing up their fucking like used up like tampons and maxi pads all over the fucking place in this weird protest thing. It's just nasty. And whenever someone mentions they're part of that cult, so imagine if Scientology had all the power, Tad. So, like,
Jesus.
I remember there was a big controversy in DFO. In Dungeon Fighter Online, one of the voice actors for the characters was part of the cult, and she was talking about it on her social media. And Nexon was like, "Oh, no, we're not dealing with that." They fired her and replaced her because they didn't want anything to do with that cult in their product. But that caused a huge shitstorm because remember that cult is really big and in power. So they started getting lots of fucking protests and negative attention because of their fucking firing of that chick for the very obvious reason she was part of that cult. Another thing that really sucks is because of that porn ban, even though people do get around it, one of the things they actually do is part of this feminist control thing is, and this sounds like a weird conspiracy theory, but this is just how it works there. Like, this place is just kind of fucked up, is K-pop. The reason K-pop is the way that it is...
Because you can fucking coom to it. It's state-sponsored coom.
Yeah. So by getting rid of... it's a lot like getting rid of independent businesses just so that the government can make all the money themselves. So the government got rid of independent porn industries to then monopolize their own, their own citizens' horniness through the power of song. Now, that sounds like a movie. That's just how it is down there. And I'm obviously paraphrasing some things because it's a very long, extensive issue, and I talked about Korea for almost an hour now. But basically, the worst thing you can be is not actually Chinese. It's Korean, because either way, you're either in North Korea, where you're just going to starve to death and get sent into a fucking uranium gulag, or you live in South Korea, where the Coon police will come and beat your ass. So anyway, Ted, now that I talked about Korea for 40 minutes, I actually want to end this on a really fun note. So, check this out. Ted, you know how the internet is so interconnected with the rest of the world besides North Korea, haha?
Yeah. And Antarctica, they don't have internet up there.
Oh, dude, you're so fucking funny! And the Sentinelese. Don't forget about the Sentinelese.
The what?
The Sentinelese.
The fucking, Amazon tribe that's got, nothing.
They live off the coast of India. This crazy-ass fucking tribal society of these islanders who absolutely refuse any contact with the outside world. And just their luck, they were discovered after colonialism, so nobody messed with them. So... people go over there and they throw spears at you. There's photographs of them from taking a helicopter, and you can see the guys running at the fucking helicopter with spears. They just tell everyone to fuck off. And there was this one bit that I thought was really funny of these two explorers, these two guys on a boat tried to make contact with these guys because they're like, wow, these guys tell everyone to fuck off. Well, we gotta go over there and find out. And so they try to talk to them, and they offer them fish, a shitload of fish. Because they think, well, they live on a shitty little island, they probably fish to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Sentinelese come out, and they just start fucking. They just start fornicating right there on the beach. Then they leave, come back, take the fish, and then they just don't come back out of the fucking jungle. What do they mean by this? We don't know what that means because we don't have any content. They don't talk, so we don't know.
Well, I mean, it obviously means go fuck yourself.
fuck you, but thanks for the fish.
I guess so.
But anyway, a fan actually asked this question and a no stupid questions, but we haven't done that, so I'm just going to answer it here. What would happen in the information age? Guess what we live in, the information age. What would happen if the internet just went away? Just like that. So obviously everybody would die.
Yeah, just about every fucking person would die.
Hope you have cash.
Even having physical cash probably wouldn't help much because, fucking government's gonna collapse. Well, the United States government is set up in such a way that, if we did have, okay, you remember the guys in Fallout 3 that were in, the cliff? The Enclave?
Yeah, the Enclave.
There's emergency programs to secure shit. But if the internet just disappeared, it just stops working, there's a mysterious alien force stopping the internet from working, well, my job would become a little bit harder. I'll tell you that much.
I thought about this question because I accidentally answered it in the YouTube comment, but I'm going to answer it again here. Ted, have you ever heard of the Bronze Age collapse?
Yes. In fact, I know 100% of the things about the Bronze Age collapse.
Oh, well, I guess we can end the episode here. Anyway, smartass, let me tell you about what happened in the Bronze Age. I'll make this short for the ending. So, eons ago, the thousands of years ago, in the Bronze Age.
Is it aeons or thousands?
An eon is 1,000 years. Like a century is 100, a decade is 10, an eon is 1,000. So eons is 1,000 something years ago. Thousands of years ago. Anyway, Grammar Man, eons ago, in the Mediterranean, there were the four great nations, the Egyptians, the Hittites, the Assyrians, and the Mycenaeans. All together, they had this massive, sprawling trade network, where Egypt was the big powerhouse that had all the food, because it had the Nile. The Nile made everything, because you know the Nile works for
is this literally just Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh, you'll find out. And Egypt was on top of the fucking world. The Hittites were kind of pissy, were the Vegetas of their time. They didn't like the Egyptians. They didn't like the Gokus over in Egypt. But they needed them for their power and their food. So they would fight the Egyptians a lot.
Are Goku because Goku fell from space, and just like the pyramids, they were created by aliens.
So the Hittites always fight the Egyptians for land, but then every time they get beaten, they're like, hey, can we have some food? And Egypt's like, huh, of course you can. We have plenty, because of the Nile. And so the Assyrians, over down in the west, are like, hey, I hear Egypt's got a lot of food and gold. And those Hittite guys are kind of like Vegeta. Let's go kick their ass. So the Assyrians come up there, like, hey guys, can we like have some of that food and gold? And the Egyptians are like, I don't know, not really feeling it. And so they fight a little bit. Then they settle anime style. They also put a trade network. And then up in the north, you have the fucking Mycenaeans, the Beta Greeks. That's what they are. The Beta Greek people, the Mycenaeans. They're like, man, it sure is nice in Greece making all this pottery and shit. Hey, Egypt, here's some pottery and tablets. Can we have some food? And Egypt's like, oh, of course you can. And they developed this intricate little trade network that requires every single member to participate. Because, like, one guy gives, like, wool over here, who then takes that wool, then, like, makes this shirt, that goes over here, then makes a tablet that goes down to here, then goes back over to Egypt, then goes over here and to here. It's all interconnected, right? So if one were to ever fall, the entire system would collapse, right? So, obviously
stable.
Nothing bad could possibly happen. So then a bunch of people in straw hats sail on in. Nobody knows who the fuck these guys were, and this is the fun part about this bit of history, because it's really, really old school shit, and a lot of the knowledge was just lost to time. We have no idea who these guys are. They're called the Sea People, or Seas People. They're depicted in art by Ramses, the Egyptian pharaoh, as these guys with little fucking like loincloths and these straw hats. They're more like grass, right? They're just like wearing fucking like a headband full of like grass pointed upwards. And, like, with axes and shit. They just look like these tribal-ass dudes. And so, they come in, and they just murder everything in sight. They didn't talk to anybody. They didn't attempt to trade. They didn't attempt anything. They were like a fucking force of destruction. They go in a clockwise formation. Like, sort of from, like, Macedon over to fucking, like, the Hittites to the Assyrians and then to Egypt, right? They just come by screeching, fucking, like fucking Tusken Raiders, and just hacking and whacking and whacking and whacking everyone in their fucking sight and pillaging and looting everything. There is a fucking tablet that we have of this all happening at once. And it's from this guy asking his king for help. He's like, they're coming. The people from the sea. Oh my gods, they are coming. Nothing can stop them. They are a force of destruction. Please, my king, we need aid. We need aid from the capital right now, or we will all perish. But that tablet was found in a burnt-down village. It never reached the king. So
that's the fucking thing you find in, like, the
horror
first
movie
chapter of, like, an RPG. Where, like, the bad guys torched it down, and then you find the letter to the king, and it never made it, and the McGruffin's gone. Now you're gonna go fight the Sea People, aka the Seeple.
So everything changed once the Sea People attacked.
Fuck
off. Then they get down to Egypt, and Ramses is like, whoa there, buddy. Didn't you know I'm the Goku of this era? And the Sea Peoples are like, Ukawa? And they try to fight him anyway. And Ramses is like, I have chariot archers. And so Ramses kicks their ass. and he got to live. Now, the entire trade network fell apart. Now, he doesn't have a lot of his supplies anymore. But what did Egypt have that everyone else didn't have, Tad?
It has the Nile.
And it had all the food, so it didn't really matter. So everyone else died, except for Egypt. The end.
What a beautiful story.
So that all happened. So, much like in today, if everything were to collapse, only the people that don't use the internet for a lot of their infrastructure would survive. Ironically, North Korea would survive.
God, wouldn't that fucking suck? There's got to be an edgy adult comic where, like, the world goes into apocalypse and literally the only one that's left is North Korea.
fucking Russia's like, please, sir, spare some internet, spare some hentai, and North Korea finally is like, oh shit, really? Oh fuck, it puts on like makeup, like, oh, so you're finally coming crawling back, huh?
Spare coochie, ma'am. Spare internet coochie.
The South Koreans all flee to North Korea just so they can fucking coom, because the coom police have become too draconian.
The coom Gestapo. No, not the coom mines. They throw him down a mine shaft. Pew, splorch.
Like, okay, but if you coom too much, I'm gonna send you to the coom gulag.
The gulag.
The coom log. Man, what a travesty of an episode.
Honestly.
We're rusty, okay? It's been a while.
So, any other inappropriate jokes you want to say, Alex? Any more, like, terrible things you want to say? Hey, Hitler, I understand where you're coming from. I, too, am an artist. You want to throw any other fucking bangers out there?
Okay. I'm trying to think the worst out of context line I could possibly think of.
Hey, Tad, you know what? I think Lucifer had it right.
Okay. The worst out of context line in the entirety of history comes from Oda Nobunaga as he's smoking his pipe. Says, "Bullshit. Black people don't exist. Prove it."
Well, Alex, are you gonna prove it?
Well, hey, maybe one day I'll talk about Yasuke in that whole episode.
No, not over my fucking dead body. So anyway, dead bodies. So technically this is kind of a Noyz Boys, right? Because I got to talk about pizza for a little bit. Alex, wait. Here, we got to make this a Noyz Boys. What's your favorite Sword and Shield Pokemon?
Phalanx, the little fucking Spartan Pokemon.
My favorite new one is
Just say Appleton. He's Kino.
No, it's not Appleton. I like Flapple better.
Flapple.
Wobbuffet's in the new Pokemon games, but he doesn't get like anything fancy, and it fucking cheeses my ass, dude.
Okay, I can unironically do this episode a second time if we wanted to open up with Pokemon, because I think it's a good topic. Let's go to Noyz Boys rather than make this bootleg Korean history, because I was all over the place with that. I wasn't expecting to go on for so long.
Yeah, Alex. But my actual favorite new Sword and Shield Pokemon is anyway. So you can find the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. Find us on Twitter, Discord. There's Patreon. Oh, and most importantly, Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling comes out Thursday, November 21st. And your best friend Tad here, I'm going to be doing a pre-release stream on the 20th, so today, this evening. If you're listening to this episode in the future, well, you missed your chance. I'll probably upload the archive later. But if you're listening to this today and you see any of the posts on Twitter and all that shit, hopefully you can catch it. If not, don't worry about it too much. I'll upload the archive later. But they worked very, very hard in their game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully I see you there. And thanks for listening. I love all of you. And goodbye.